Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new and you're stopping by for the first time, welcome. I am so glad to have you. I would love it if you would stick around by clicking the red subscribe button and then tapping the bell and all to be notified every single time I upload. Don't forget to please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Those thumbs up really help my channel to grow. And if you think your loved ones or your friends would like this video, don't forget to share it. And I have these bottle brush trees and this Merry Christmas sign. So with all that being said, let's jump right into today's DIYs.
I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing.
Okay guys, so to start off, I have this sign from Dollar Tree, and I just take the little hanger off of it. I just snip it and pull it right through. This is really cheap ribbon, so I don't ever keep it, but you can keep it if you want. And then I just go ahead and take off the sticker. Surprisingly, it was really easy to take off the sticker. That doesn't usually happen, but anyway, there was glitter all over the back of this, so I just kind of wiped it down. And then I have my square dowel rods, and I'm just measuring. I make a mark like where the dowel rod stops, and I do that on both sides. That way I can measure where the middle dowel rod will go. Now if you know how to do 90-degree angles, you can cut these on a 90, but I know that a lot of people don't know how to do that, so that's why I just cut it squared. So I just measure, and then I just use like 1.5 pieces. I get these off Amazon and they're linked down below. And then I just sanded off the glitter from the back. I then take my lightweight spackling and I just fill those holes. Nothing new. And this lightweight spackling from Dollar Tree does dry very quickly, so all you have to do is just spackle it, wait like 2 or 3 minutes, and then you can sand off the excess and paint it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sanding off the excess, and then I just sand where the sticker was. It didn't leave a big mark, but it does sometimes leave a little bit of the sticky stuff behind, so you just sand that right off. I then take my white Waverly chalk paint and my favorite paintbrush. These are also linked down below. They cut your painting time probably in half because they're so large, and I really love these brushes. So I just give this 2 good coats of the white Waverly chalk paint. So while my sign is drying, I wanted to show you guys this. You can just wrap your brush right in plastic wrap if you're doing a second coat. That way you don't have to rinse it out and get a new one. So next I just take my favorite stain, Jacobean, and I give that a good mix because sometimes it settles to the bottom and you won't get the right color. So after I stir that up, I just take a paper towel and I dip it in, and then I just coat my dowel rods with this stain. And it's really easy to do this. You can use a brush. Really, you can use whatever you want. I've heard people say they use old t-shirts, brushes, like a foam brush, but my paper towels were right there, so I just grabbed one and went with it. After you put your stain on, if it's too dark, you just wipe off the excess, or if you want it to soak into the wood and you have time to let them really dry, then you can leave the stain without wiping it. Next, I just printed off this Merry Christmas on my computer. The information is down below. The font and the font sizes, and then I have my graphite paper, and I just go ahead and get it where I want, and then I trace over and it'll leave your marks on the back. If you don't have graphite paper, just scribble on the back with pencil and then you can trace it that way. Next, I'm just freehanding just a little, like, I don't know what you want to call it, mistletoe, greenery, whatever you want to call it, but I just freehanded a little design at the bottom, And if you're not comfortable freehanding it, you can go right on Google, print something off, and then trace that as well. Next, I'm going to take my black paint pen and just outline the Merry Christmas in my black paint pen, and then I will go in with different colors and do the design. But for right now, I just focused on the lettering. After we get done with the lettering, I go ahead and use my red paint pen. These are also linked in the description box. Anything that I talk about all the time will always be down in the description box in my Amazon favorites. So I just color the berries red, obviously. And then I have two different color greens. One is like a lighter green, and that's the thicker paint pen you're going to see here in a minute. And I also have a darker green, and that is in the fine point paint pen. So I knew that this pencil would show up through this light green, so I just kind of erased it lightly, and then that way when I go to color over it, you won't see that pencil mark as much. So I just color in the top lines with the lighter green, and then I will go in with the bottom ones with my darker green. And again, the darker green is the fine point. I really like these fine point paint pens because you can really get small details with them. Paint pens are kind of tricky. It does take a little bit of a learning curve to learn how to really get the best out of these paint pens, but once you get it down, it's really beneficial to have these in your craft stash. So I definitely recommend these paint pens. After I get my design all colored in, we are going to outline the Mary with this font. It has these outlines, and I thought that it would look really good with the red instead of just plain black. That way it gives it a bit of dimension and a bit of color, and that way it looks really Christmassy. I thought that with the black, maybe it would just blend in. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below if you would have outlined it with black or the red. Next, I just take my ink and the Waverly chalk paint, and I just dry brush some across the whole sign with my natural bristled brush. I got these at Walmart in a pack of 8, I believe, for around $5. And I've been using this same one for a while, so it's definitely worth it. You can rinse them out and use them over and over. So next up, we're going to glue our border down. You can use any glue that you like, but I wanted this to dry quickly, so I am using my Gorilla Hot Glue. And I put the bottom on, and I just kind of lay everything out to make sure that it's going to fit right. So after I have my bottom glued down, I then go in with the sides, and then last I go in with the top piece. And that just ensures that they're all even and butted right up next to each other. Last but not least, I just made a really simple bow. If you want to know how I do these bows, I can link in the cards in the right hand corner of a video that I showed how to do this bow. But I just go ahead and glue that right at the top. And that quick and easy, you have a really high-end looking sign. So for these bottle brush trees, these are really easy to make, but I thought that I use Excelsior. I thought that the Excelsior would work really well, but it was much harder to work with. But anyway, I just took these handles that I had left over from another project. They're just handles from the foam brushes, and I take a piece of floral wire and just make like a U shape. I cut it, and then I twist it around the one and then twist it around the other, and then that way you have two handles to twist. You can also use pliers. I probably should have done that, and it probably would have came out better. I did do that with my other little bottle brush tree that you saw in the beginning. I don't show how to do that just because I'm showing you here, and I didn't want to bore you with the same directions. But you just get whatever you're using. You can use yarn, you can use tinsel, you can use all kinds of stuff, but you just lay it flat in between that wire, and then you just twist, twist, twist until you're satisfied, and until the middle is nice and tight. And you can see it here starting to twist, and that is how you're going to get your Christmas tree really nice and tight and into what looks like a bottle brush tree. So again, you just twist it, and you want to twist this really good. I mean, you're not going to do it too tight. You can do it too loose, and then all your stuff will fall out. So that's why I say to twist as much as you can, and then just make sure that it's secured after. And you take scissors and just cut upwards to create the shape of a tree. And these are really fun to make. They're really easy to make. I did do one with some green jute twine from Dollar Tree, and I really liked the way that one came out. I'm definitely gonna make more. So let me know in the comments down below what material you guys have in mind to make with these bottle brush trees. So after you've cut it, you just cut your wire off the bottom and the top, and just twist it to make sure that the bottom is secured. And then I have these wood pieces from Dollar Tree, and I just make sure like the size is gonna look cohesive for the tree. And then I just drill a hole with my smallest drill bit right in the middle, just so that way your wire has a place to go into. If you don't have a drill, you could probably just put a really big dollop of hot glue and glue it that way, but I do have a drill and drill bits, so that's why I'm using them. So here again, I'm just making sure that my bottom is even and that it'll go into this hole. I put a little tiny dab of hot glue in the hole. That way I know that this is going to stay secure, and I stick my little tree in there. Now after you have your tree in there, you can go ahead again and trim it up just to be the shape that you like. But you can see here what I mean about the Excelsior. It does look good, but I do enjoy the jute twine one better. So that is it, you guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the Christmas crafts. Let me know if you guys want to see more Christmas crafts, or you're ready to move on to something different. And if it is something different, let me know what you guys want to see. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.
Outside. Hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion.